Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. There is the phone number. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week phone number, and that's our email address and all the social media ways you could follow us. Really quickly, the Gilmer County budget hearings or discussions for every department, every constitutional officer are taking place now. We have Lonnie Adams over there. We will video every single one. Divide them up, put them online, and you can watch them and see how your tax money is spent. I think they should cut the budget, and I think they should replace some department heads over there myself. I said heads. I got to be careful with that, not heads. There's one particular. Park and Rec. Kevin White should be replaced. Period. So, moving right along. What are we moving right along to? This is I got to be out at 9:50. Because do you have the card for Lauren Hunter there, instant replay? Can you put that in the window? Is that something you can do? If not, that's okay. But I always, on Monday, it's good to be home. I will tell you what, I got in. If you can't get it, that's cool. I didn't tell you I was doing it. So I flew in yesterday afternoon. And let's see, I got here about 2:30, all right? And made it through Atlanta, and I started up 575, and I wound my way through Canton, and then I started up, and I got about Pickens County. And in Pickens County, you could see the mountains in a distance, the direction you're going, and I was like, wow, am I glad to be home and headed towards the mountains. Okay, so I got to be out at 10:10. At 9:50. So at 10:10, instant replay, North Georgia's only live online Monday morning sports show with Lauren Hunter could take place. She takes over the studio. I got to get her out of the way. All right, so if I will hush, this is where I like to go through some pictures. Let's go to number 6. One-on-one with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Now, if you're listening to the interviews and the hashtag deep state corporate corrupt media, they're taking Iran's side. Now, we have 40 years, and Mike Pompeo tried to explain that yesterday. But the media knows that. Martha Raddatz and Chuck Todd, they all know that we have 40 years of this evil terrorist-supporting regime in Iran. Okay? Now, we know that the nuclear deal with Iran, we dropped, and Pompeo said it, we dropped $150 billion in Iran. We gave them $150 billion, all right? Terrible deal. And we got out of it. Absolutely. So the Iranian President Rouhani never ever threatened the United States again. Trump, they played this, and they're trying to make, they put this tweet up on This Week with Martha Raddatz, and they tried to pressure Mike Pompeo, like, are we looking weak here? Now, Iran attacked the Saudi Arabian oil fields, okay? And what happened is we did not panic, okay? We did not go into warmonger mode. We did not strike overnight. We did not play our hand. Which was interesting that at the same time on This Week was General Mattis, and Martha Raddatz did everything she could to try to get him to say something about Iran and us pulling out. See, us pulling out, the President of the United States and the United States pulling out of the Iranian nuclear deal, they claim is all of this problem now, with the strike in Saudi Arabia. President Trump and Saudi Arabia and around the world, they didn't overreact. Different countries, pumped up production. Saudis came right out and said, we'll have production back up to X by this date. Whatever was lost, the America, other countries around the world, they picked up production, and by that stabilized oil prices, and Iran did not get to collapse. See, there's times in the past with different presidents that a strike on Saudi oil fields would have actually collapsed, could have collapsed the world financial market. Excuse me. Very easily. There's times in the past, but no, and it didn't work. I watched this interview, number 7. Zarif, okay? The Iranian foreign minister, Zarif, he lies. He sits and lies. I do not know why we give him the time of day. He says Iran did not do it. We, our State Department, the Saudis, we have proof of where this strike came from. Yemen does not. The Yemen Houthi rebels in Yemen do not have the capability to launch this strike. Trust me. Iran, he is determined. It's a lie. He says Iran did not launch the strikes. He says, I don't know who will start the war, but they will not be the ones to finish the war. So, would you not like just one time our media just to treat our President of the United States just halfway decent as this guy here? Number 10, Face the Nation had to bring in who else? John Kerry, right? So you have the climate walkout, the climate strike, the kids walked out on the street. This is the guy, Secret Empires. Go Google Kerry, Devin Asher, I think it's his name, Hunter Biden, John Kerry's stepson, write it that, put it in there 5 different ways and watch what comes up. I think it's Rosemont Capital, okay? He is the one that got us in the Paris Climate Accord, or whatever it is. Trump got us out, thankfully. He's the one that made the deal over there in Iran. Trump got us out. Let me see what else is going on before I have to go. I like this comment from Shift. I mean, I'm being facetious here. Number 15. We very well may have crossed the Rubicon. Schiff says impeachment may be necessary. Okay. Let's see, we got that one. Oh, this morning, I got to put this up. It did not come through very well. It must have been switching because William Weld looks a little rough in this. But number 20. So what they did on the heels of the whistleblower Monday is they brought in the 3, coming up on Morning Joe, the 3 Republican, William Weld, former governor of Massachusetts, Rep. Joe Walsh from Illinois, I think he got his butt handed to him, and former Rep. Mark Sanford from South Carolina. The president put out one tweet, and Mark Sanford's opponent beat him like a drum in South Carolina. Oh, that's what Joe Biden said. He was going to beat Trump like a drum. And so they have them coming in this morning. Morning Joe, I like to clip this, let you know the direction they're going, number 21. Okay, now they have to help Cory Booker raise $1.7 million to stay in the race, so they have him on this morning trying to do a fundraiser for him, free, on MSNBC. And then they have also former Secretary John Kerry. Why do they have that? Because the UN World Council meets today in New York City. See if I have it. Let me see what else I have here. Trump admits. I think I'm about out of. Let me go to 38, okay? This is the comparable I want to look at. 2020 versus 2016 Iowa Dem caucus top choices among likely caucus goers. I don't have time to explain a caucus. You just have to go on and say, explain the Iowa caucus to me and read it. But in 2016, let's see, 32% Warren, 2016, 22% Clinton. So the difference in how Warren is doing out in front of Hillary Clinton, let's see. Hold on just a minute. Oh, yeah, I like this one here, number 42. Number 42, they're all messed up because the President of the United States is going to attend or host a religious freedom, I guess, meeting. Trump to skip UN Climate Action Summit. President will instead chair session on religious persecution. He's going to miss the summit. All right, number 44, UN General Assembly today. All of these evil dictators or evil people from Iran will be there, okay? You ever been to New York City when it's time for the UN Council? Wow. I'm just going through, making sure I haven't missed anything this morning. Here's another one from CNN, number 50. Trump to skip UN Climate Action Summit, right there. All over the world, right? Okay, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let me just double check to make sure there's no new headlines. Before we go, let me run and see if there's anything that... No, Trump, the invincible, nothing new. All right, before we leave, as I said, how about them dogs, right? Now, Saturday night, Notre Dame came to town, went into Athens, and played a very good football game, folks. You don't have to like it, but they played a very good football game. The other side of that is Georgia played a very good football team. They played both sides. I mean, Notre Dame playing a championship, national championship caliber team. And Georgia played a very good Notre Dame team. And I have to quit saying that because I've said that 3 times. But I enjoyed the game right down to the end. And I do not know, I have not looked at anything this morning. I've been busy with other things, okay? But I think if there's anything, I would still call Clemson number 1. I would call Georgia number 2. I would call LSU number 3. And I would call Alabama number 4. So those are my numbers right there, okay? Welcome to fall. It's the first day of fall. And you just can't, to me, I absolutely love fall in North Georgia. So I'm looking forward to it. Glad to be home. I will be back we'll be back up there. I'll be glad to be up at Sycamore Crossing. And I think that's all I have. I'm going to get out at just a couple minutes early. I'm supposed to be out at 9:50 so they can prepare for instant replay with Lauren Hunter. And that takes place at 10:10 on Team FYN Sports Facebook page. So I'll be back tomorrow morning. It is Whistleblower Monday. Don't forget, Seth Rich is dead. Take us out of here.